It is time for the one and only, the premier, the only official podcast of Pro Rodeo. Your Chute Bosses are ready, so let's give it a go and talk some rodeo.
Hello and welcome back into another special NFR edition of the Chute Bosses podcast, the official podcast of Pro Rodeo. It's Tanner Barth and Tim O'Connell. Our show out here in Vegas brought to you by Husky Trailer Parts Company. What a night of rodeo here, Tim. We get through Thursday night. We get round one out of the way. We think, how are people going to respond? How are these athletes that maybe won a round going to respond? And what about the guy that maybe didn't have the luck he wanted? What was your overall take on what you saw here on night number two?
Wild.
Yeah, it was.
Wild, to say the least. There's things that I didn't see coming. There's guys and girls coming out here and just dominating. I mean, you don't normally see drama building up in the national finals after night two. You're normally starting to see that night 6, night 7 as the average races are shaping up. But there's people out here that were hot coming in. Mm-hmm. They were prepared in some way, shape, or form that they were ready to roll night one. They were warmed up. Their jitters were gone, and they're hammering Las Vegas with everything they got right off the front end. There's people that we expect to be doing better than what they are right now. There's guys that are having slow starts that never have slow starts, and there's people that are saying, I want my gold buckle, and I'm going to show you why right now.
All right, let's get it kicked off right off the top. Your event, your specialty. How about Bradley Miller tonight? It's a young kid come out, I believe, in his first Wrangler National Finals Rodeo and stuck it on one here. Gets the round two win, $33,000 payday.
What a start for a rookie. Second last night, first tonight. Makes a great ride. Drew two fantastic horses.
He did. Pretty Woman was great tonight.
Yeah. True Grip, fantastic.
Yeah.
Shady Nights, one of my favorite horse of all time is Shady Nights.
Yeah.
For you to come in on your rookie season, it's not his rookie season, but it's his rookie trip to the NFR. To have Shady Nights to shake the jitters out, and then to have True Grit, a legendary horse out of Canada that they win everything on, and the Bucker pin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's plucking. And I tell you what, he made a mistake last night and could have challenged for the lead tie with Weston. I don't think he gets over Weston, but he's going to
make it close.
I mean, him putting that foot on top of that neck was the half-point difference of tying a go-around, where he could have two go-around buckles. Tonight, he puts both feet a little bit lower, makes a great ride, wins the round outright. It's $50,000 richer than when he came here. I mean, these rookies are showing up in a way that we have never seen rookies of the national finals show up in the bareback riding.
Well, we're not going to have any hazing in the locker room either, so that's what I like to see, a couple of first-timers getting their wins here, Tim.
I keep telling them, I guess I'm going to have to come back to put all these rookies in their place.
I love it. Let's move on to the steer wrestling now, and let's talk about Rowdy Parrott. A lot of people see Rowdy Parrott, and they think, oh, this guy's a bulldogger. He's not the biggest guy. He's probably 5'8", 5'9", 180 pounds maybe, and he goes out there and turfs one in 3.7 seconds and, makes it look easy, and he's one of those guys that a lot of people forget about when it comes to steer wrestling.
Yeah, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight.
That's what I like to hear.
Rowdy Parrott
he's pound profound tough as anybody out there.
It's about the size of the fight and the dog, and that's what he is. He's a little guy for a steer wrestler, but he is a dog when he goes out there. From the first time he made his national finals till now, everyone talks about Rowdy Parrott. He is that underdog story. He's a little bit smaller, but when he gets a hold of one, he can throw him like a big Will Loomis. I mean, he means business when he plays ball, and he was on tonight in a way that you just count him out.
Yeah.
You look down the list, and you can pick who you want to pick, and a lot of times, nobody picks Rowdy Parrott. But Rowdy comes in here and does what he does, and it's not a surprise that he won the round. It's not going to be a surprise to me if he goes and wins 3 or 4 more rounds. Rowdy is that kind of guy. He is just so overlooked because of his size and the names in this event. I mean, it's tough to pick Rowdy with Tyler Wagaspak. It's tough to pick Rowdy with Stetson Jorgensen. It's tough to pick Rowdy over Big Will Loomis. I mean, and the idea of it, these are characters. WWE characters. Those are the heavyweights. Rowdy's the Intercontinental Champion, man. He's the little guy, but he can come up and show he can fight with the big boys.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how the rest of the steer wrestling shakes out. Let's move on to the team roping, and this is an event right now, Tim, where we look at two guys that won a gold buckle a year ago, finished strong last year. They won round 8, won round 9. That's Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe. And once again, they've come out and win the first 2 rounds tonight. So the last 4 out of the last 5 have gone the way of Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe in the team roping.
They're roping so sharp.
They are.
I mean, there is nothing that you could say that they're doing wrong. Their horses look great. Their body position looks great. The way they command, the way they throw their rope, everything is so crisp.
It is.
When they do
it's connected too.
It's connected. Yeah. They know what they're going to do before they ever go into that box. They have a game plan. They have a strategy. They know each other. They know each other's horses. They can see things happening before they actually happen. And that's why you're seeing dominance after dominant after dominant. I mean, that's why they came in here in a world title race. That's why they won the world title last year.
Yeah.
And that's why they're continuing to dominate right now.
And I'm curious to see how it's going to shake out over these next couple of rounds because, this is an event where there's so many good teams out there and it's tough to rope, good. I mean, in any event for 10 nights in a row. So can they keep that consistency? And obviously right now, they're starting to get a little separation there in the world standings in that race for a gold buckle in the team roping. But still, as you all know, and as you know, Tim, a lot of rodeo left to go here in Vegas.
There's 8 rounds left. There's 8 rounds left. The scary thing about winning like this is you feel a pressure to keep winning.
Yeah, you do.
And if they feel a pressure that they have to keep winning, you might see a mistake.
We'll see.
And that's the thing. But if they just keep going in there, calm, cool, and collected, doing what they're doing, they're going to walk this thing straight to the gold buckle.
Throw your rope and see what happens. Let's go on to the saddle bronc riding now. And how about the kid from Wyoming? Brody Wells comes in and puts 90 up on the board. I believe the first 90-point ride we've seen here at the Wrangler National Finals so far. And he made it look smooth and easy. That's a kid that has a ton of talent. I think he's really starting to show it here in Las Vegas.
When you talk about a ton of talent, there's nothing easy about that horse. I've been on that horse at the National Finals under a rigging. That is a big, strong, powerful square wheel. Your rigging goes forward, down, back, up, and you have
it's like you're driving a stick shift? Or
Yeah, pretty much. It is the most awkward feeling horse you've ever been on. If anyone's ever been on a bareback horse, this is not one you really want to tie to that bad unless there's $33,000 up for grabs. He made that look so easy.
He really did.
I mean, he made that look like he was at your local grocery store riding the 5-cent pony. He was tapped off, and you could tell by jump 4, he was
this was going to be big.
Total command, and she was bringing it. There was nothing easy about the horse. There was nothing easy about the way she was bucking, other than the fact that he made it look too easy.
Well, and there's nothing better than a pretty bronc ride. It's like poetry in motion is
it's
what
100%.
I tell some guys.
He's making a moving, beautiful picture, and tall, long Wyoming cowboy, that was awesome.
Going to be fun to see how that one continues to progress in the saddle bronc riding. And then let's go to the tie-down roping. And we talked about repeat success. Mr. Riley Webb's got that swagger, Tim. Right now, that kid is rolling. I had a chance to speak with him multiple times. We're going to get to an interview with Riley here in just a second. But the kid is just locked in right now at every level.
Every level. He's so sharp right now. Everything he's doing is showing you why he has a gold strap.
Exactly.
And everything he's doing, he's got that swagger. But he's got that chip on his shoulder, too. I heard him walking down into the media room, and he was talking about how last year he wanted to go after the average and protect his world's standings.
Yeah, I was the one talking to him walking down the hallway. Yeah.
He's talking about protecting his world standings. Now he's the hunter.
Yeah.
He's not the hunted. And he is hunting like he has been starving for a month.
Yeah, they'll hear it coming up in the interview. He talked about, being offensive this year. You know, last year he kind of felt like he had to be defensive, so maybe it kept him from one of those. But now he's like, I'm going out there with something to, I'm going to the top. And, Shad Mayfield and him have battled it out the last 3 or 4 years. They've kind of broken regular season records after each other here and there. So that's going to be a fight to the finish.
It's going to be a fight. And, you kind of talk about it back to the bareback riding race where Keenan's got a major injury. Shad has a major injury.
He does.
That needs
and
to
last
get
night
fixed.
it looked like it was hurting him after that run. Yeah.
You irritate a major injury night number 1 of the national finals, and you got someone like Riley Webb on your heels as hunting you down. That doesn't make you sleep easy at night. That makes you think about changing horses. That makes you think about changing ropes. And I'm not speaking because I've never roped a calf before.
Yeah.
But I've been the hunted on the bareback riding side and had a slow start. And I have changed riggings. I have changed gloves. I called someone one time to see if they could fly my old chaps out. Like, you're hunting for any bit of luck that you can pull out. Needless to say, I didn't have them bring my chaps out. I rode them.
Trying to find a slump breaker.
You're trying
to
find something to get it going and get your finals started. And the unfortunate thing for Shad is he hasn't had good finals.
Yeah,
he's had amazing regular seasons, and he's put together a finals that won him a gold buckle, but he has never put together what we believe Shad Mayfield should do at the national finals yet.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, and I think that's going to be a race that's going to come down to night 10. You know, can Chad find a way to get some momentum going? Hasn't won any money here in Vegas yet. You know, he's going to have to start chipping away at this thing and kind of see how it shakes out. And in the barrel racing, this is just starting to become a trend. Haley Kinsel and sister, they come out, they not only win another round again, Tim, they break another round record. And that duo looks like right now, after Haley's regular season, who's going to stop them?
I tell you what, if they made sister shirts, I would be a Swiftie. I mean, come on.
I love it, man.
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna stop
I'm sure
them?
you could find one out there somewhere.
I'm sure they're made. I mean, like we said, you want to talk about swagger all night? She steps with the highest swagger.
She does.
And if sister could prance around showing you what she's got, I mean, she might just get off her to give her a couple round break from being so fast. And what's she gonna do? She's gonna get on J-Lo.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is an amazing team. This is a team that you could go back to Sherry Cervi and Stingray.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a once-in-a-lifetime team. And you're watching history unfold in front of your eyes. You know, this is a team that could go down as one of the best ever, one of the greatest teams of all time in the barrel racing. And it'd be hard to find an argument against that they're the GOAT.
Yeah, and you know, she's trying to chase that history to only join Charmaine James, who obviously went in as an NFR icon of winning those 5 world championships. She's at 4 here in 2024. So yeah, definitely Haley on the horizon for making some more history in the barrel racing. And then let's end up with some bull riding and talk a little bit about the young gun, another rookie making an impact here. Jeter Lawrence, he had a really difficult bull here in tonight's round and found a way to navigate the path of what a bull ride and what any rough stock ride is to reach that 8-second whistle. It was close. I think they maybe even went to a review to make sure he hit it, but ultimately he gets it, and he gets a round win here tonight at 87.5 points.
And like you said, there was nothing easy about that.
No.
He had his feet hitting him in the butt. This bull had absolutely zero rhythm. He kind of looked like he was lost out there.
Dipping and diving.
Yeah. It's like he went out and knew what he wanted to do. And like we call it in the bareback ride, and there's sometimes they go out there and they get lost in what they're supposed to do. And they wake up and they just start doing obnoxiously weird tracks. And that's exactly what that bull did. But he was bucking.
He was.
He was jumping, leaping, kicking high. And Jeter did everything perfect. He just hustled. And that hustle and that grit is what got the job done. There was nothing fluent about that ride. It was just grit, effort, and the will to win right there.
And sometimes that's what it takes in the E-Pin. You know, who's going to be the guy that's going to grit it out and find a way, especially in the bulls. You know, I think there was only 4 guys that rode tonight, after we had half the field ride last night. So it comes down to that grit and determination. And, you know, you're facing the best of the best when they're meant to be a little bit weird in that E-Pin for you.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought the E-Pin was a little bit off.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of bulls that went out there and slipped and fell. Like, Tristan Hutchinson bull, you know, puts his head in the ground. That bull hasn't been rode in 2 years.
Yeah, and he still almost won the round. But leave that couple of points there.
You leave a couple of points. Like, there was a lot of weird trips from these bulls. And, I mean, like, even Jeter's bull, that cannot be the normal trip of that bull.
No, I don't think so.
But, like, that just shows how gritty this race is going to get. And like we said yesterday, there is no clear front runner in this race.
Yeah.
This is going to come down to who is going to prevail each and every night and keep chipping away until someone finds a lead and starts running away. And it will come down, I believe in the bull riding, will come down to who wins the average.
Yeah, and that average is, as you said, so important. It's paying now more than it ever has, and it's going to be the difference on who walks away with the world championship and who doesn't, because you can win $110,000 in the last night on round 10.
Yeah, and I believe this too. Like, I mean, I know we've seen this with Kai Hamilton being the only guy to ride.
Yeah, ground money.
The ground money. That's what's so crazy about the bull riding is there's over 100,000 that one person can win in every day if one person rides. But when 4 guys cover in the E-Pin, I just don't see that happening. Will it happen? More than likely, because I just said it.
Yeah.
But
the old announcer's curse, Tim. Get used to it.
The announcer's curse. You know, like some guy's going to pull away with that $100,000 a day because they were the best for 8 seconds on the day.
Yeah.
But after 9 bull rides last night, four in the eliminator pin, and then now they're going to start getting into their more rider-friendlier bulls, moving back forward in the week. I just really like this group of bull riders is gritty, they're sticky, and they all want to be a world champ. They all know that the front runners aren't here, so it's time for them to make a move before the dogs come back.
Yeah, it's going to be a round 10 decision, no doubt about it. We're going to take a quick break here on the Chute Bosses, but we're going to sit down with Riley Webb and talk a little bit about his record-breaking win here at the Thomas Mack Center. It's time for your Husky Trailer Parts Company round-winning interview, and tonight it's Riley Webb. Back-to-back nights, Riley, you come in, get the job done. Eighth of a tenth of a second back of where you were last night, but you found a way to get the job done again. What worked for you here at the Thomas Mack this evening?
Yeah, so this was the big end of calves. I knew we wasn't going to go as fast as we did last night. I knew my calf was middle of the way, so I knew I had a chance to win good again. So they were all fighting the chute tonight. They're bigger, stronger tonight, so they're pushing Andy around. He does a great job for us getting them out of there, but tried to do my job, had a turner outside, and it happened fast after that.
So you made no mistakes in Las Vegas last year. Obviously, Haven Med, you're right on your heels the entire way, and then you come out and win the first two rounds. What is it about this building? Are you starting to get comfortable here in Thomas and Mack?
I would say that. I mean, I just have a lot of confidence. That horse gives me a lot of confidence. He lets me do whatever I need to do on any calf. Outside, inside, short, long barrier. He's so solid, and that's really cool to have Rudy to do that for me. But yeah, a lot of confidence. Got comfortable, I guess, in here. First year, horses ain't as great.
Yeah.
Nerves, and then you get on the best in the business, and it makes it easier.
Yeah, what are you planning to do tonight? You going to go down to the South Point again? Did you switch it up the plan from what you did last night?
No, it's same deal. We're going to go same thing. Go to South Point, and we ate Steak and Shake last night, and then we got the buckle, and we went to bed and got up and signed some autographs today and saw some fans and took a nap. It's been basically same day back to back, so I'm excited, and hopefully we can have this luck the rest of the week.
How do you repeat this success tomorrow night?
Hopefully, get a good draw and do the best I can. I see us tying a lot of calves in 7 seconds tomorrow night. It's the little end, the ones we're supposed to tie fast, so you should see a lot of fast times tomorrow night.
And I expect to see one from you, no doubt about it. Congratulations, Riley.
Thank you, sir.
There it is, Riley Webb, back-to-back round wins here in Las Vegas at the 2024 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo presented by Teton Ridge.
Have you been searching for trailer parts? Check out HuskyTrailers.com for their huge selection of in-stock trailer parts. From axle kits to lighting, wheels and brakes to suspension, we have it all covered. For 62 years, Husky's been keeping their customers traveling down the road safely. Shop online at HuskyTrailers.com and use code NFR24 for 10% off. That's HuskyTrailers.com, where everything ships for free. Husky's proud to be an official partner of PRCA and the NFR. Husky Trailer Parts, generations of trust delivered.
Cowboying is in our blood. Cowboying is in our bruises. It's in our rain-soaked jackets. In our calloused hands, tested by barbed wire and rope. Our mud-stained boots to the crown of our resist-all hat. You live out west for even the shortest time, and there's one thing you learn. You can't pretend out here. Resist-all. We live it every day.
And it's great to sit down and talk with Riley. You can tell the kid's got a little extra something to him there this year because he wants to come out. He wants to, as you said, it's different being the guy that comes in with the big lead. He had a huge lead last year. He had to hold off Haven Med, and now he's the guy knocking down doors. You see that that picture of everyone, who's next on the door for Riley Webb to climb up the world standings. And it seems like he's on that path right now, but still a lot of rodeo left to go.
Yeah, and that's one thing to be said. There's a mindset.
There is.
I'm going out there not to lose, or I'm going out there to win.
Yeah.
And it all means the same, but it's very different. There's that, I need to go and I just need to go make this run, or I need to go after this and win this round. And he is going to win right now. He is the hunter. He wants it. He's not trying to protect anything that he's doing. Even though he's number one in the average, he's won, $64,000 in the course of the last 2 days. He is on a mission to be a back-to-back world champion.
Tim, do you have to find that counterbalance there once you get to the top of the world standings and you're in that average? Do you have to find that balance between, being aggressive and going for it and, also being smart? Does that ever come into play?
It comes into play when we get to the end of this thing.
Yeah, towards the back end.
The back end. If he goes out there and smokes them for the next, 5-6 days, and he finds himself with a $50,000 lead per se. Let's call it 50,000
in round 8 or round 9.
Round 8, round 9, and you're in the lead for the average, and the guy that's in second in the world or third in the world, they're kind of sitting there in the 5th, 6th. You need to be smart. You need to be smart about protecting your average, and because the average plays too big of a role.
It does nowadays, especially.
But right now, you send it every night. And then once we get to the back half of this, then you start thinking about protection.
What are you looking forward to night number 3 here in Vegas? We get to Saturday night. We get that first huge crowd and a Saturday night here in the Thomas Mack. And then obviously a week from tomorrow, we'll be crowning a world champion.
Saturday night is the eliminator pin in the bareback riding.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I can already see the twinkle in your eye. You're getting excited, O'Connell.
I'm telling you what, the eliminator pin in the bareback riding, that will show you who's in a world title race, who wants to be in a world title race.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not who's going to be in it, who wants to be in it. You're going to see guys that you're going to see a true warrior come out tomorrow. These are the scariest horses on the face of the planet versus 150-pound man, and it takes everything you got and a little bit more.
I think you're getting that itch a little bit.
I got the itch. I love this pin. Like, the world champions
Yeah.
are found in who wants to dig the deepest in the eliminator pins.
Can't wait to see how it shakes out. I appreciate another night, man, another good night of rodeo, and can't wait to be back here tomorrow night. I think that E-Pin's going to give us some fun things to chat about, and then obviously we're getting closer to crowning a world champ.
Yes, we are. It's the drama is building so quick.
It is, and believe it or not, we're going to continue bringing these every single night to you. And we also want to give a shout out to Runyon's Fine Furniture for providing us these chairs. They're nice and comfy too, and I love sitting here and chatting with you, Tim. And we'll be back and keep chatting every single night here in Las Vegas and on the Chute Bosses podcast. And we want to remind you all that this podcast is brought to you by Husky Trailer Parts Company, and we will be continuing to bring you live coverage here from Las Vegas. But until then, keep on rodeoing.
He's addicted to danger. Ruled by passion and pride. To pain and fear he's no stranger, but his lust needs to be satisfied. Hooked on an 8-second ride.